Is it possible to buy a decent rifle at a budget price? Welcome to or welcome back to the channel, whichever one it is. As always, I'm just really glad that you're here. Now, you would have seen in the thumbnail, this video is going to be about the HW77. For those of you who don't know, the HW77 is a underlever air rifle from Viroc. It's high quality engineering, it's a fantastic rifle, and it's pretty much exactly the same as the HW97, except the 97 didn't have iron sights, which this one did have originally. It doesn't have them now. It doesn't bother me. I'm happy with the scope. The scope actually is a Hawk SF30 side focus Air Max, and that works perfectly well on this rifle, so it doesn't bother me. Some of you might already know that I've got an HW97, which is actually my screensaver, along with my HW95. This is the full-length rifle version. My 97 is a carbine. Now, I bought this rifle scrolling through Celtic Guns website one night, and I saw it on their website for the price that I paid for it. I didn't get like a YouTube special discount. Bryn didn't say, I'll tell you what, I'll do you a deal on it if you talk about the gun shop on your video. None of that. The price that I paid for this, you could have bought it for. Anyone else could have bought it for. So that's why I thought this would be a good video to prove that you don't need to spend ridiculous amounts of money to get into shooting air rifles, to get back into shooting air rifles, or even to buy another one. I'll tell you how much it costs in a bit. I'm not going to tell you just now. We're going to sit down and have a little shoot about with it. Hopefully it'll prove its value today with being able to shoot some grip, but this is still me. This is still me shooting a spring rifle. Let's not get our hopes up. I'm back at D range today. Ta-da! Back down at D range. If you want to book at all, put links on my description. So if you do want to book D range, he's going to be doing day tickets and all sorts of bits and pieces. It's definitely worth coming down and checking this out. So as I said, I'm back at D range today, which means I've got access to a 25, 35, 45 and 50 meter shooting positions. I don't know if I'm going to use all of them today. This is more about the gun itself rather than just about the accuracy of it or anything like that, because I'm not the best person, as you probably know if you're not new to the channel, the best person to be talking about accuracy. I'm still learning very much on how to shoot spring rifles effectively, but I've got to be honest, I'm falling for it big time. I love my PCP rifles. In fact, my HW100 has been out quite a few times lately because I've been out shooting rats, and I think when it comes to pest control on large numbers, you just can't beat a PCP. But when it comes to the enjoyment of the sport and actually the challenge of it, I think that spring rifles are fantastic. I've become very passionate about them. I've had a few people message me about entry-level rifles and things like that. I'm still new to this. I've only been shooting for 6 months, so I'm still finding my feet with it. But what I can say is that you don't have to spend a ridiculous amount of money to get into shooting. If you're happy to not have a PCP rifle and you're happy to go down the spring rifle route, something like this, like I said, I didn't get a special deal on this. Anyone could have bought it for the price that I paid for it. That just knocks my socks off because it's bloody brilliant. It's a bloody brilliant rifle. I haven't had much of a chance to shoot it, and what I found so far is Diablo fields, the 16 grain Diablo fields seem to work quite well. I've been there for a minute or two, and I have tried several. I tried Barracuda Match, which I don't know, H&M Barracuda Match, which I didn't realise was 21.14 grain. It didn't like them very much, but it seems to be all right with the Diablo fields. Now, I'm going to put a target up at 25. We'll do a bit of shooting at that. I might try at 35 as well, just to see what it's like, and we'll take it from there. But Darren's got some cool stuff to shoot at D range now. One of them being a bell target called the Saw Ringer, and that's right down at 50. If I can hit the Saw Ringer today with a spring-powered rifle that cost me the money that it cost me, then it will prove that these are definitely worth investing your money in. Talking too much again, I haven't done a lot of shooting with this, so it helps. That helps. I haven't been doing much shooting with it. What I've got above is a backwards target so that I can zero it a little bit. One of the other things I will say is I don't know the history of this rifle, so I don't know if it's been zeroed. I don't know if it's been tuned. I don't know anything about it. At some point I probably will be taking it apart, so I will be able to see if it's got a tuning kit in it, but there is no twang like I've had from all of my other Virocs. There is none of that honking like a goose. The trigger's quite gentle on this one, and I forget that, so ignore that. I want to come up and right a bit, up and right. Using the serial number off the rifle, I managed to find out that this is from 1993. Bryn was saying that people actually they covet the older rifles, especially the Viroc ones, more than the newer ones. I probably put maybe 40 pellets through this, and I can honestly say I can see why. Now, I did a video a while back with HW95, and it was a new HW95 from, I think it was 2023, and an old HW95 from 1996. Most people in the comments said that they preferred the 1996 version. I was inclined to agree, to be fair. It was a lot nicer to shoot. There was a bit more soul about it. Nobody wants to let them go. So for to be able to pick this one up from 1993, yeah, I feel quite blessed. All right, let's go again. I'm just trying to dial it in on this pad above a minute. Right. Darren, if you're watching this, by the way, this higher bench is way better for springers. I actually do like this. It's quite nice. When I got here, Darren was saying that he thinks that the seats were too low. Actually, I quite like it. Fits me perfectly. Like a glove. I'm gonna go for the left-hand target. I'm gonna go for a couple of bullseyes, just to see where we go with it a minute. See what happens. Let's go for it. I get my breathing correct, and then I go to take the shot. The safety's on. But it does pay to get your breathing back into check again. Not just go for it. I have learnt that. It's at this point I've got to try and not, honestly. I can't get too excited yet because I'm not finished, so everyone calm down. Right, game face. Well, I got a comment on one of my older videos the other day. It was a TX video. Somebody said, is this guy having a laugh? I didn't comment back because I couldn't be bothered to argue, but if he's watching this video, I am. I'm always having a laugh. Thanks for watching. See you again. Right, I'm gonna go get that target. While I'm down, while I'm down there, I'm just gonna get that target. I'm a bit excited. Sorry, I get a bit carried away. Come on. Now you just saw that, but because I didn't see how close they were. That's. I know that's 25 meters, but this is me over 25 meters with a spring rifle. I'm not gonna get too carried away. Let's pretend that that was just luck. That was 5. I'm going to go for 10 because I think that'll give me a much better spread, much better idea of how this is performing. And then if this goes well, it's senseless not to take it further, isn't it? Okay, just everyone calm down. I need to make this work now. That's 5. That's 10 shots. At 25 meters, 10 shots, all of them. I'm gonna get that target. Now I could be all like, I had no idea. I had no idea that this rifle was that accurate. Since I've got it, I have shot maybe 40, 50 pellets through it. But it was just to find out which pellets worked best. It was just to find out whether or not it was working. And when I cleaned the barrel out, because the barrel was really, really dirty, I put a few through it after that, but I wasn't really paying any attention. I genuinely mean this when I say over 25 meters, that is without question the best shooting that I've ever done. I genuinely mean that. And if you're not new to the channel, you'll know that yourselves. That's 10 shots, all within, like what's that, a penny? That's like the size of a penny. 5 shots, 10 shots, all in the bull. I am genuinely blown away. I haven't tried accuracy with this thing. I've just tested it. Let me try it. Let me try it at 35. I'm just going to put something up down at the 35 and see how it performs at that. And then maybe the 45. And I'm going to see if I can get it up to 50 today. If it doesn't perform well over the 50 meters, it's absolutely flat out fine for me. Flat out fine. I just want to see what it can do at this point. I put a backwards target underneath so that I could sort of get an idea of where it's falling. And it is looking like 2 mil dots at 35. So I'm going to put the second mill dot on the bullseye for 5 shots, and we'll see what happens. Right. Okay. Not great, granted, because I think that's me. I think that's a me issue. I don't think that that's a rifle issue. How do I take that? So if I zero the scope, then it does take the me issue out, doesn't it? I'm going to zero the scope at 35 and see whether that makes a difference. For my own sensibility and for the benefit of not trying to show the rifle in a bad light, I've zeroed it, or I've played around with it and got it as close to 0 at 35 as I can. So let's just see what happens. One shot, don't mess it up now. Well, that's 5 shots. And from where I'm sitting, that doesn't look too bad. But I'm sitting here and the target's all the way down there, so I best go and get it. That is some incredible, incredible work from a gun that cost me, I'll tell you in a sec. Now, I don't know what makes me think that suddenly I can go from 35 to 50 meters, but I'm here, so I'm gonna try it. I'm just gonna, don't expect things now, because it's 50 bloody meters, but I'm definitely gonna have a go. Okay. Just per chance, I'll put it down to 50. Let's go for the splat below a minute. Now, just for your information, I can't see where these are going. These splats aren't splats at all. They don't splat, they don't give me any indication whatsoever. And this is only a 12 zoom, and that's 50 meters. So, okay. Let's go for the Milbro target above it now. And then I'm going to go down and have a look. It'll be a surprise for me. It won't be a surprise for you, because you'll already know. You've already seen it at this point. I haven't yet. That went to the left a little bit. That was definitely to the left a little bit. But then, let's keep going. That's 5 shots at 50 meters. Let's go and have a look. Right, we're doing this now. Travel cam. Let's go and have a look. The cabin up to the 50. So, let's turn that one off. So, I mean, that wasn't terrible. For 50 meters, that wasn't terrible. But what the hell, man? 4 of them. I'm not trying to, I don't want to sugarcoat it, but I'm incredibly excited about that. 4 shots in a group at 50 meters with a spring-powered rifle. I'm flabbergasted is the word. Absolutely flabbergasted. I couldn't see where they were going, so I'm not really bothered about that, but look at that. This is like a smug grin. Is it a smug face? I think it's a smug face. Right, what I'm going to do now, just because I can, is just here we've got the ringer. So what I want to do is I'm going to put, it's not going to work. I'll tell you what I'll do. I've got a plan. I've got a plan, because this could be good. I actually ran back to the car to get a clamp then. I ran. That's how excited I am. I don't really run that far unless something's chasing me. And even then, I'm a bit reluctant to run. Right, that's it right in front of it, Adam, you donut. So what I'm going to do is risk this GoPro again. You can see how risky that is. That's how confident I am, by the way, in this rifle. Because if I stray, I'm buggered. But that centre, the centre of that target, there's a hole behind it, which will ring quite nicely. It'll ring nicely on the bell behind when you hit directly in the centre of that target. The camera's in the wrong orientation, I don't really care. Oh my days, man. I still haven't even told you how much this gun cost. I can't not even begin to tell you how excited I am. I've got an HW95, which cost me more money than this gun. A HW97 that cost me more money than this gun. I've got a TX200, which needed a lot of work, which I've re-blued, I've reworked the stock, and even that cost me more money than this gun. If you are new to the channel, I've been coming to D-range for quite a while now, and the 50 meters is always something I've wanted to shoot well at. I've always wanted to shoot well at 50 meters. And I've got guns that are more than capable of it. I've got an S410, which will 100% do it in the right hands. I've got a HW100, which is proven to me to be able to shoot. I shot a rat dead at 70 meters, so I know that can do it. But for some reason, whenever I try to shoot groups at 50 meters, it eludes me. So that, over 50 meters, what a gun. Wow. Right, so I'm gonna go for, now I'm gonna see if I can ring the bell, see how many shots it takes. Come on, 4 shots. I literally just ran down and just, actually, I can't believe that. So they've all been falling slightly down and to the left. Jesus, man. I don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know what to say. Right, let me just gather my thoughts a little minute, because there's a lot I need to say. So let me just go get some targets and bring that camera back, and we'll reconvene right about here in a sec. Right, genuinely, I started this video with a question of, can you buy a top-end rifle for lower-end prices? It was supposed to be sort of a public service video, just to show people that if you wanted to get into this hobby, that you don't have to spend hundreds. So now I'm going to tell you how much I paid for it. Just to give you a recap, I'm going through the internet, just looking at stuff like I do every day, and I have a look at Celtic Guns website, and I see a Virock HW77 on there for £200. For £200, and I thought, there's got to be a lot wrong. There has to be a problem with that. The next day, went straight into Celtic Guns, and I said to Bryn, can I have a look at that £200 HW77 you got? He went upstairs and got it. He brought it down, and straight away I said, keep that for me. The only issues with it was literally cosmetic. The bluing on the rifle, the bluing on the barrel isn't up to much. Well, it's pretty much gone. And there was a couple of scuffs on the stock. After how it's performed today, this has to be the best gun I've ever bought. And I'm not saying it's my favourite, it is my favourite at the moment, because it's just completely blown my mind. A 50 metre group like that, ignore the Wiley one, fair enough, but 25 metres, that's 25 metres, and that's 50 metres. Again, ignore that one. Those groups, £200. And like I say, it wasn't a deal. It wasn't a mention us on YouTube. If you haven't got Celtic Guns near you, go and find your local RFD and search out what bargains that they have. See if they've got anything out the back that they're not, that they can't sell because it's cosmetically not up to code. £200, and this gun is outshooting any other gun that I've got without question. And this is still in the hands of me. I've just shot 50 metre groups, 35 metre groups, and 25 metre groups, and shot through I think it's an 8mm hole from 50 metres and rung that bell twice in a row. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Mind blown. There genuinely isn't much more I can say, is there? I could gild the lily as much as I want, but for £200, this is now the best value rifle I've bought to date. I don't think I'll get a better bargain than that. But those bargains are out there. So if you're thinking of getting back into the sport, if you're getting into the sport, or you want somebody else to get into the sport, and you're thinking to yourself, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg, for £200, I've picked up, of the 9 rifles I own, probably the best value one that you could even imagine. As always, thank you for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, because I've enjoyed making this one way more than I can even try to explain to you. Like and subscribe if you want. If you don't want to, you genuinely don't have to. It would make a lot of difference if you did, but if you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. It's your YouTube. You do what you like with it. I'm just glad that I was a part of your YouTube today. So take care. See you in the next video. Cheers.